Hi, can you hear me?
Testy.
Testicles.
Testicle 1, 2.
We're just here to talk about like shits and gigs.
Yeah.
We're going to swear a lot. We'll probably be drinking a lot. Wine thing is so played up. There's only so
The
many
buzzed
things.
besties.
Ooh, you are buzzed. Buzzed besties.
Buzzed besties. Like, who are these hood rats?
We are cool and you want to be our best friends, okay?
Welcome to the Sips and Gigs podcast. Here's your hosts, Nikki Intonman and Steph Joplin.
Yellow. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm being chipper because I don't feel chipper this morning.
You don't?
But hello, welcome back, everybody.
Oh, is it
No, I
brain?
feel like being on the plane for the last we just went to Miami. It was a super quick trip. And then the plane killed my back.
Ooh.
I know. I feel like I have a hangover and I didn't even drink and it's not fair. Like a 3-day.
Well, I know why you're excited because we have such a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
The former Miss USA 2018, Sarah Rose Summers. Can you believe that I know, all the audience goes, roars.
If we had like a cool button thing where we could like push like applause, please. And then it's like Miss USA pageant music and welcome, Sarah.
We really do. Guys, if you don't know who Sarah Rose Summers is, you're missing out. Like I said, former Miss USA. So Sarah Rose graduated cum laude from TCU with 2 degrees. Why am I not shocked? Working part-time as a Pilates instructor and at Lulu. That sounds amazing. And that makes sense. She is such a beautiful babe. And then after she graduated, she completed clinical rotations to become a certified child life specialist. I want to touch on that. I'm curious about that. What I love about Sarah, and is actually what drew me to her personally, is she is so passionate about encouraging women to have a healthy relationship with food and fitness. She spoke about body shaming during her year as Miss USA to shine a light on society's idea of beauty. And now she resides with her husband, Connor, who we just saw. They reside in Dallas, coming from, New York? And their adorable little puppy that is also on the podcast today.
Yay! Welcome, Sarah!
Well, geez. Thanks, guys. Quite the intro there. And yes, Bali and I are here and we are ready to chat.
Bali is the cutest little thing ever.
Thank you. I'm obsessed with her.
Oh.
I
want
her.
a Frenchie so bad.
She's our
Does
baby
she shed?
for now.
Does she shed a lot?
So I think that's a little bit, I did not expect her to shed at all, first of all, because my friend has one. I think it varies. I think the breed in general sheds a little bit, but my girlfriend has one and hers doesn't shed like at all. And Bali definitely sheds more than that.
You're like, dang it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the non-shedding dog.
The non-shedding version of you. No, but I love it. She makes up for it in other ways.
So cute.
Yeah.
And you guys,
Dallas.
Yeah, she just got a brand new backyard, right?
She just got a brand new backyard.
Wow.
We've lived in an apartment in Dallas now for 2 years, and we offered on 7 homes last year, but last year was the extra crazy version of the housing market.
That is insane. That is insane.
It's ridiculous, but it was not meant to be. And then this year it was kind of a shock because our first offer stuck. So we kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh, what?
This
Really?
is it.
I totally think that's the truth, though, with house hunting. And it's totally like it's meant to be. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing like if you were not supposed to be in that house, if you were not supposed to get like it is not meant to be. I'm always just like, don't be mad. Don't be mad that you didn't get it. It's okay. It's fine. Like,
Totally.
That's totally something that's out of your hands completely.
And looking back last year, I mean, people were going over asking, an appraisal waiver, all this stuff. We actually got our beautiful home for slightly under asking, and we had them fix a bunch of stuff during that escrow period,
yeah. See,
which you couldn't have done last year. Yeah,
That is
we are excited.
That's amazing. Well, okay. Can we talk a little bit just about your journey and how you?
I mean, it's really hard for me to look at the list of shit that she's done and be like, well, what am I doing with my life over here? Stephanie, come on. Before she graduated college, I was like, so you double majored, right?
I did. I got 2 separate degrees. I just would attribute that to being indecisive. I wanted to do PR, social media marketing for Children's Hospital, because when I was a kid, I was hospitalized. And so I always knew I wanted to work in a children's hospital, but
what
I
were
was
you
not
hospitalized
good
for?
at math and science. I had ITP. Are you ready for it? Idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura. So when I was little,
Excuse me?
4 or 5, I had a bunch of bruises all over. My mom noticed it during bath time one day. So they took me to the doctor. My pediatrician was like, you need to go to the emergency room with her. So I went to Children's in Omaha, Nebraska. That's where I'm from. And they hospitalized me briefly. And thankfully I just had acute, but all of the symptoms are super similar to leukemia. So because I was so young, like the main thing I remember is how my parents were. And I remember it was one of the first times I ever saw my dad scared and all that jazz. So it just kind of stemmed from there on in what I wanted to do. And then it's hilarious. I'm not working in a children's hospital at all.
But you have helped so many.
But you had dreams. You had goals. The only goal me and Nikki had in college was which beer we were buying the next weekend. It was terrible.
1,000%.
Actually, it was kind of funny on Thursday nights. So this is how I ended up changing my goals. I was volunteering at the Children's Hospital and Cook Children's in Fort Worth because I went to TCU, go Frogs. And I was a baby buddy. So I would go hold the babies in the NICU that families couldn't be there. I was like, this is the best thing of my life. And I did it from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursdays. And it was hilarious to my friends because that's when everybody's going out. So
yeah, like Thirsty Thursday, you're like, I'm holding the sweetest little baby.
Precious little baby that can't go home and their parents are working. So I'm going to hold it.
Oh my gosh. The world needs more of you.
Yes. I was just going to say, I was like, can we recreate you 19 million times and just take out all the bad people or me and Nikki?
Whatever. No.
So did you do pageants as a kid or is it something you found like later in life?
I started at 10 years old in a system. 12 and under, can't wear any makeup. There's no swimsuit competition. So it was all about building confidence, public speaking skills, interview skills. And looking back, I mean, I can send y'all a video because I have it. It's hilarious. I held my dress so hard, stared at the ground during gown, and then I cried during interview. I have no idea why I wanted to do it. People are like, did your mom make you? And I was like, no. She did not want me to do it necessarily. I got a postcard in the mail that I think like my dance studio gave my address for. And I thought that the picture looked fun. And I said, I want to do this, Mom and Dad. And she made me ask her 3 times. And then I asked my dad and I did it. And no one knew what we were doing. I didn't place at all my first year. I competed for 5 years until I won.
Oh my gosh. But how fun that you just like looked at a card and you were like, I want to do this. And then even though like you're going to these pageants and you're like, I don't like this. You're like at the end of it. I mean, that's kind of the feeling when you do sports or scary things as a kid anyway. You do it and then you don't like the feeling while you're doing, but you're like, there's something that makes you want to keep going back and doing it again and again. You're like, yeah, let's do another one.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's the adrenaline. I don't remember this, but apparently I got in the car after the first one and said, Mom, I want to do that again next year. And then the next year I went back and instead of not placing in the top 20 at all, I got 4th runner up and I bawled my eyes out on stage. And everyone else in the audience probably thought that, oh my God, that girl's like a sore loser. She's crying because she didn't win. I was crying because I was in shock that I placed.
You were like,
I'm so excited. Wait, so you just competed once a year? Is that how it works? I don't know anything about pageants.
Yeah, I don't either. I was like, are these every weekend? Is this like T-ball where it's like, come on? Or
no, thank goodness. Like... Not that. So they have a bunch of different systems, different pageant systems. And so, like I said, the one I did 12 and under doesn't have any makeup, can't wear makeup, no swimsuit competition. So I guess if you were super into it, you could probably compete like 5-10 times a year. But I didn't do that because I was loyal to my system. That's the one that I started with. That's the one I had goals with.
Yeah. And that was the one time a year one?
Yeah.
That's so cool. How was the switch from going from like not wearing makeup and then they were like, okay, you can. And you're like, let's glam this whole face up.
Well, so I started as a preteen where 12 and under can't wear makeup. And then I competed 3 years in that. So I didn't place 4th runner up, 1st runner up. And then I went up to the junior teen competition, which is when you can wear makeup. That's the biggest change. It's still all the same phases of competition. And I got 2nd runner up that year. So that kind of stings, right? Like you go slightly down.
Yeah.
Just one step backwards. And I talked to my parents. I was like, you know what? I'm way more confident now. I've had so much fun. I've made friends across the state of Nebraska. I'll try one more time next year. And then if I don't win, I'll be done. And then I went.
And then you won.
Okay, so what age did you win then?
So
15?
I won my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Is when I won.
That was such
I was trying to think how old I was. How old was I when I was a freshman? I think we all just like had a pause moment. We're like, how old were we?
Yeah. Let's see. So
15, 16, 17.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I think
14,
you start
15?
driving in your sophomore year. That sounds right.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So I was 15.
What? I'm pretty sure when I was 15, I was still wearing Jinkos, and you're just winning competitions over.
I was like just getting into butterfly clips, so those like where you would like split it in half, and then you would just keep making more and more.
What do you mean? Do I know those? They're back.
They are back. Yeah,
they are back. I know.
Yeah, you were super trendy. Okay, so you won when you were a freshman in high school, and then you continued every year from there.
No, I took a brief break, and then high school was honestly horrible for me because pageants aren't big in the Midwest. And so what do kids do when things are different? They're just mean about it. So I did not have a lot of friends in high school. I almost graduated as a junior just to get out of there. That's kind of what brought me to Texas. I knew I didn't want to stay close to home. Sorry, mom and dad. Love them. They're my best friends. But other than that, that's about it. In Nebraska.
In Texas, we're like welcoming all the pageant lifestyle of everything.
That's what I was hoping for. So came to school down at TCU, but I didn't want to start off my college career as that pageant girl. So I didn't compete for my first 3 years of college until I developed a strong group of friends. And then my goal was always to go compete at Miss USA as Miss Nebraska USA. So I competed as a junior and I got second runner up. And then that's also when I decided to add a second degree. So
why not?
Like, wait, I'm not going to do PR at a children's hospital. I think I want to do this thing called child life. So the next year I couldn't compete because I was doing my clinical rotations. And then after I finished those, I was like, well, I really have one more shot at this. The age limit's 28, but at the time I was 22. And the reason that I was like, I can only do this one more time, so it's kind of now or never, was because if you win, you go to Miss USA and it's like 2 weeks long. So you can't really hold a normal job. So if I'm working in the children's hospitals, I'm not going to be able to leave for 2 straight weeks.
Right.
So I was like, it's now or never. And then I won.
That is wait.
You just
crazy.
Casually just like, oh yeah, and then I just won. Like literally.
Well, did you do like the ugly cry? Like
okay, no? honest answer here. So I'm training for Miss Nebraska USA again. I know it's my shot.
Wait, what?
What?
Have you announced it?
Oh wait, no. Oh, I thought you're not doing it now.
Oh God, no.
Oh, you were saying like
not
you were talking about back
No,
then.
I'm talking about that. Both of y'all, I must have really phrased that
this
wrong.
This is breaking news, Nikki. This is going to be huge.
Viral.
No, I did that.
We just
Done
broke
with
this.
That. That's hilarious. No, maybe I'll break some news later or something. I'm not pregnant or anything yet. But
I was like, wait, now?
Give us something.
Okay, so I was training for Nebraska USA when I was doing my clinicals. So I'd go to the children's hospital full-time, unpaid position, and then I'd go home. I'd walk on the treadmill and work out while listening to the news. So I'd be preparing for the swimsuit competition and interview all at the same time. And like I said, I knew it was now or never, so I gave it 110%. So when I won Nebraska USA, I did not ugly cry because I had prepared to win.
Yeah. You were like, I'm going in
kind
this
of rude.
to beat these bitches. Like, I'm going to be number one.
That was the goal, yeah.
Yeah. I expect nothing less. So this is not a shock to me, guys, that I won. Sorry. No. Yes. Give me it all.
It
give
sounds
me the crown.
awful, but
no,
it's
it doesn't.
true.
No.
I went in to win.
That is 100% manifestation right there where you're like, I know I'm going into this. I'm winning it. I'm not even nervous. Like, you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, that weekend you get in your head, you're like, wait, but she looks really good too. What
Wait a second.
Because pageants are so different than like baseball or anything because it's so subjective. You don't score points. It's literally preference of the judges. They always say different day, different judges, different outcome. So of course I had prepped to the best of my ability. And then that weekend I was like, I don't know. Could be anything. But yes, I was not totally shocked.
What about your talent? Did you like Miss Congeniality? Did you like the water thing? Like,
oh my gosh,
I could do that.
I hula hooped. Just kidding.
No, I was like, you did? I was like, wait, I need a video of that.
Okay, lesson learned. I'm so curious how many of your listeners know the difference already, but I competed at Miss USA. So there's the two really big systems, Miss USA and Miss America. Miss America is the classic, been around for 50 years. They removed the swimsuit competition in 2018 and they compete talent. Miss USA is the one that used to be owned by Trump. He then sold it before running for election. We do not compete talent. We do have swimsuit. And then if you win, you go on to Miss Universe.
Okay.
Oh.
So there's two different.
Technically didn't compete talent. We could have done that a lot faster by just saying, I don't have a talent. But
but you do. I needed the roundabout. Yeah. I didn't know that there was like two different.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that there was two different systems.
Okay, so you mentioned goal setting a little bit. Like that was the goal, was to win, right? So Steph and I just talked about goal setting for 2023 a couple of weeks ago. So in January, we intended to have, right, like everyone does, not
like we were going to read like 19 books, lose 40 pounds, like eat just salad every day.
Oh dear.
But we reflected on those last week and we're like, well, shit, hasn't been as successful as we want. So we're trying to get like more realistic with our goals. So can you talk maybe some of the goals that you had, or maybe even that you currently have, creating short and long-term goals? Because I guarantee Miss USA definitely is goal setting.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm huge about goal setting. I, gonna be honest, didn't even do it this year. It's been a bit of chaos, but I typically do it. My husband and I have done it at the beginning of every year. Even like when we were dating, we did our own separately, but then would talk about it because I think accountability is huge. And so I like to do 1 year, 5-year, and 10-year goals. And I did this in college too. And so within each segment, you have your career goals, your personal goals, and your health goals. And when I was in college, after the first year that I did my goal setting, I remember I kind of walked by because I printed them off. I walked by like a year later and I was like, oh my gosh, I did every single one of those 1 year goals this year. How stinking cool is that?
That's cool. Amazing.
But I also need to say that does not happen all of the time. And goals can change too, right? So like 5 years ago, my 5-year goals, I'm probably not doing that at all right now because my life totally changed when I won Miss USA. So I'm not working in the children's hospital right now. So I think it's super important to have healthy expectations with your goal setting. It can be great, but like you said, if you are giving these unrealistic goals for yourself, eating salad every day, reading a bunch of books for someone that doesn't read, like you can't be hard on yourself when you look back a year from now and you're like, oh, I didn't do any of that.
I know.
Yeah.
Like Steph was right.
That's just depressing.
I was like, I'm going to have the healthiest pregnancy of all 3 of my pregnancies. That is not happening.
I was like, I'm going to lose 40 pounds. Like the last couple of months, I've just crossed out the 0. I'm like 4.
Perfect. See, you can make slight adjustments.
Yes, adjustments.
You write your goals in pencil, not pen.
That's right. That's right. And do you think goal setting and seeing those and revisiting those helped you get to where you are? Like truly, goal setting.
Absolutely. I think it's important to have a goal that you're trying to strive for, because otherwise you're just kind of like coasting for nothing.
Yeah. You're kind of,
Yeah. Like my goal going to Miss USA was to place in the top 15 because Nebraska had never placed in the top 5 or anything. My goal was top 15. And then I thought I was going to move down to Texas, get married, work at Children's in Dallas. And sometimes things change because amazing opportunities come. But then it's also normal when things change because like we could all go look back at our goals for 2020 and then COVID hit and our lives totally changed.
And then we're just like, wait, I can't even go to the grocery store. How am I supposed to eat salad every day?
Yeah, 100%. I can't become a Pilates instructor. Studios are closed. Yeah. So you have to be flexible. But yes, writing down goals is huge to me for sure. Like,
so what was training like when you were training? Like, were you you were listening to the news like all day, every day?
Oh yeah, not all day, every day, but when I would work out.
Do you watch the news now where you're like, I've had enough. I don't care about current events, or does it have all that like carried on?
Next question.
Next question.
Who
did you vote for? No,
no. Honestly, okay, but that's so true. Like questions like that are what I used to potentially have to be prepared for.
That's
cray cray?
So nuts.
Or
that
people would
be like,
ask,
defend your religion, please, now. And you're like, hi, guys. Hi. I would love to on this stage.
Wait,
while I'm
oh
wearing
my gosh.
this beautiful gown.
We did not plan this. We're going to flip the tables right now, and I'm going to ask y'all my top 3 questions. Who wants to go first?
Oh,
Steph.
wait. No,
Steph
not
does.
me. Oh,
Wait,
my gosh.
this is
No,
so
you guys.
fun.
Wait. I'm not prepared. I do not watch. It can't be anything news related because I don't watch the news.
Well, okay. It's not a current event because this was back in 2018, so that would be weird. Okay.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Joplin. I'm from Midland, Texas. I'm ready for my question.
Okay, Steph, welcome. How does it feel to be in the top 3?
Oh my God. I mean, I knew I was going to make it here, so it feels normal.
So this was, no, that is not what I said.
Is that the question?
No.
Oh.
So this is top 3 at Miss USA. So let's just set the scene. Live television, full audience in real life. You're being broadcast around the US, yes, but also everyone in Latin America and Southeast Asia is live streaming this because they're huge pageant fans. Okay, Here we are. Steph, if you were headed to a march and I handed you a poster and a marker, what would you write and why?
Oh, man. Be kind to everyone. What? You were headed to a march? Oh my gosh. It would, I don't know.
Ooh, that one is so tough because, again, like you said,
I love pizza. Like, you go like a funny route where you're like,
wait, that's great. Yeah, you could.
Can we meet for drinks later? Because I love to be friendly to everybody.
Okay, so what did you say? What was your answer?
So, okay, at Miss USA, again, top 15 was my goal. So at this point, I'm in shock that I'm even here. So I physically laughed at the question. I was like, well, this is too hypothetical. I need to know what type of march I'm going to because obviously I would write something relevant.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so that's what I said originally.
That's good.
And that was just my gut
questions.
Honest thing. I'm like, wait, this is a dumb question. I need more context. But then I turned it around and was more professional. I said, but whatever march you're going to, you're clearly going because you care about that cause. So I would write, speak your voice. And then I said, but more importantly, we need to listen to each other when we're sharing why we care about the things we care about, because that's what's causing all the division in the country is everybody screaming about why they care about something, but they're not listening to each other.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Sarah Rose Summers, 2024.
That's some
everybody.
Miss USA shit right there. I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay, I have.
She's like, I'm actually going to write on the front and the back because I'm the best. I'm prepared.
Okay, I have a question with that. Did you have either as you were preparing for Miss USA or during Miss USA, like a team that helped you with this type of shit? Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Full blown.
So going to Miss USA, I had a team that I had constructed myself that I chose to work with, whether it be walking coaching, interview coaching, and whatever. But it's not like I was handed the fact that I was going to be asked that question ahead of time and could construct that with my interview coach. That was was just me in the moment.
Right.
And then going to Miss Universe, they typically employ the same team every year that Miss USA works with. But I stood up for myself. I remember I went to the walking coach and I was like, this just isn't going to work. Like our styles do not work together. The way that she teaches is like, I need positive reinforcement and encouragement. So, like my sister, she would thrive off competition. So like I went to my first walking session with this woman and she said, no, you need to step it up because the Philippines has been training for this since she was 5. And I was like,
you're like,
that's just going to make me shut down.
This is not how I react to things.
Maybe I should go home. Whereas my sister would be like, oh my God, you're right. I'm signing up for 10 more sessions. So people learn differently.
Totally.
I'm your sister. I am your sister. I need someone screaming in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like half and half. I'm like, I still need to know that I can do it because that comment would have been like, oh, well, I can't go back to when I was 5. So I'm
100%. Yeah. So I went back to my manager at the time. I was like, this just isn't going to work for me.
That's crazy.
They said, okay. So yeah.
And then you got to switch in and bring in your own.
So they allowed me then to fly to where I had people that I knew and trusted and worked well with just one weekend before Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. So we're not just going to skip by Miss Universe. Like it's just.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, we can't skip that. We can't skip that major moment. And like, oh yeah. Also, I mean,
Okay.
yes. Now I'm Miss USA, and then.
So you have what, a year to train, and do you eat, sleep, and breathe Miss USA during that time? Because are you traveling all over the place, showing your face? You're like on TV. You're doing like charity work. Like that is insane.
So you're Miss USA for approximately a year. And right about in the middle is when Miss Universe is. At least it was for my year. So I won in May. I competed at Universe in December. And in the middle there, you're going to dinners and lunches with sponsored brands. And you're going to New Mexico City for Smile Train and all this Fashion Week and all the fun stuff. And so I would say I was more physically prepared for Nebraska USA and Miss USA. Just because, I mean, merely of the busy schedule and the traveling and everything.
Right.
Yeah. But when I went to Miss USA, in terms of body image, I competed in all places in Shreveport, Louisiana. And we were there for about
Where I got this tattoo from Shreveport, Louisiana.
No, you're
on a boat.
Stop it.
A casino boat.
Were you also there for Miss USA?
Yeah. Miss Drill Bit USA. Miss Oil and Gas Texas USA.
That is amazing. So it was a huge joke because my husband went to school out in East Texas and his brother did as well. And he played college D3 hockey in the same arena that I then competed at Miss USA. Oh, and I had grown up back when Trump owned it, right? It was like so glamorous and it was in Vegas and all these things because the dude's a businessman. No matter what you think about him professionally.
Yeah, for sure.
He is a businessman.
Yes.
So it just really shifted a little bit. So I'm competing in Louisiana.
Welcome to Shreveport.
Coming back to what I was starting with here, I knew that I wanted to be able to like go to these homegrown, home cooking dinners and actually eat the food.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, thank you. And then eat like the meal prepped thing out of my bag. Yeah. Which for some girls, that's what they do. And that's totally fine. And that's what they need for their mental health. But so I essentially like over prepped. So when I left for Miss USA, I'd be comfortable getting a little bit puffier before I hit the stage. Yeah. So that's what I did for USA. And that worked super well for me. I ate all the cobblers and I did all the things. And I wasn't killing myself, like working out in the hallway at nighttime when I should be sleeping. So that's always what I encourage contestants to do too. But that really like wasn't an option at Universe. So
it was like, no, sorry,
it was
use
like
this food, but you're not eating it.
And it was like, well, I couldn't over prepare before I left.
Right. Because of how much travel you were doing with Miss USA. You're like, who keeps their workout regimen when they travel? Because it's not me. I don't. I say that I'm going to, but I never do.
And you're eating at luncheons and dinners and you're staying out late and you're missing your workout. Like that's a part of, like you said, the duty of showing your face at Miss USA. And Steph and I have talked a lot about, we're very confident in who we are and what we bring to the table, but there definitely is some comparison that can happen, whether it be our body or our social media page, whatever the case may be. Did you feel like the comparison a little bit or have any body dysmorphia as you were competing?
Yeah. So I think it's practically impossible not to.
For sure.
I think it's embedded in us as women to, I think we just automatically do it.
Which is sad. It's obviously not, we shouldn't do that because everybody is different in a beautiful way. So one thing that I would always tell myself is like, okay, even if I was Nebraska, let's say Nevada, if Nevada ate and drank and worked out the exact same way I did, we would look different.
For sure.
So this is a stupid waste of my time to be trying to compare. And like I said earlier, pageants are subjective. So what I might pick would somebody else wouldn't pick. So yes, we've all fallen into the comparison game, but it's a waste of time and energy for sure. And it's just another thing too that I would always remind myself of is I am a Christian. So I would think about the fact that like the Lord doesn't call us to compare, because if we do, you're either considering yourself superior to someone else or lesser than someone else, which we're not. We're all equal and loved in his eyes. So no matter what you're doing, if you're comparing, you're thinking you're better or worse than someone else. So that's just icky both ways.
Yeah.
I'd say
I love that saying. I love that way of thinking about it, because it's like, take it off both ends. Just don't even do it, because you're not more than somebody and you're not less than anybody. Like, we're all just right here. Yeah,
exactly. Like, even people with the biggest following, the most success, Miss Universe, like, nobody likes her if she treats everyone like they're lesser than her, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So why look at people that way?
Yeah.
But I think my hardest time, and in terms of the body image stuff, I know y'all were interested in, I walked in New York Fashion Week as Miss USA the September before. So after I won, but before Universe. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I remember I was telling my dad about it. And I was like, Dad, this is like the Super Bowl fashion. Your daughter from Nebraska is walking in this show. Like, this is so cool.
Wait, were you walking for a specific like designer, or was it?
Yes, I was.
Oh, can you not say it? Is that secret?
Well, I'm about to tell you how horrible of an experience it was. So, I mean, you can Google it if you want. Okay. Or check on my TikTok. Their brand is in the very background of the photo or the video. Yeah.
I'm not saying it out my mouth, but you can find it.
Yeah. So I'm walking in the show, and I get on social media afterwards before I went out to drinks with like my friends who were in town for it. And I'm being called fat, a pig, like oinking emojis. Oh, it was crazy. I'd never experienced anything like this before. And it's all over my personal channels, the Miss USA channel, and then the brand's channel.
Wait, what year was this? When was this?
2018.
This would have been 2018, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
And what was really cool was that I didn't want to just sit back and like delete the comments, because typical crisis management for a brand is to like delete and ignore. Why not? So that's what I did. My manager, and I was like, stop deleting, because these people are stupid. They look like idiots.
Yeah.
Who's commenting oink, oink, oink with pig emojis. Like, you look like an idiot.
You are a child.
Yeah. So first of all, let's not delete it because they look stupid. They said, fine, we'll only delete the ones that are threatening. I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. I don't need my mom to see those. That would not be good. So please delete those. And then the next week I went in with like a statement that I made a video of, and I just was so grateful that the management team supported and allowed me to do that, because some people would be like, no, we're just not going to give these haters the time of day. But I was like, we need to address this head on. We can't just keep sweeping it under the rug. So I did that. And looking back, I think, yes, it was the people that were commenting, but what's so crazy to me is I was on the comparison game. I was the only Miss USA that walked in this show for like 10 straight years that the brand didn't post.
Oh,
what?
For reals?
Mm-hmm. But I think it was because they didn't want to deal with all of the like
backlash.
But looking back,
you're too controversial. You Miss Oinky Piggy.
Yeah, I'm serious, but it's ridiculous. It is absurd.
Crazy.
It is absurd. And then there were some other things that happened with that brand where I had been in contact with Ashley Graham, because she's actually from Nebraska. And I almost went public with some horrible things like in their email chains that I had proof of, like back when, after all of this, they were like the main sponsor, right? So I'm going to crown the next Miss USA. And there's in emails that I shouldn't have seen, honestly, but I did because I was close to my stylist, that said, oh, we can't really send her our couture line for the crowning because she won't fit in it.
No.
So I was so close to going public with that, with Ashley Graham's support, but I didn't, because I didn't want to ruin my relationship with the Miss Universe organization.
Yeah.
Because you're a stand-up human. I would have blasted that shit on billboards.
Part of me regrets it sometimes, for sure, because sometimes when I talk to girls that like know or wear the brand and tell them about this stuff, they're like, no way, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, well, how did you not know? They're notorious for this stuff. But
yeah,
crazy.
Do you feel like it's changed at all? Do you feel like now Miss USA or Miss Universe are more accepting of I'm not even saying that you're not maybe a size 0 body, or what's kind of your perspective?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still says the same.
I think it's like it's like, I agree with you. I don't think that side of fashion has changed at all. Like,
yeah, I think
or
that it should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I don't think so.
I mean, they've had like, I'm doing air quotes right now, like curvy bodies as state title holders and national title holders, but have they crowned like a curvy Miss Universe? No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the curvy people are not my type of curves. I'm like, where's like the curves that just keep rolling? Like, I don't have an hourglass shape. Mine's just like rolls. Like, where's that curve?
That's hilarious. I will say it has slowly changed to being less stick, skinny. Do y'all know the term skinny fat?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm always like. Sometimes I want to be skinny fat, and then sometimes I don't, because I go back and forth. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna not eat a lot, but I'm not gonna work out, because I know sometimes I don't want to work out, and then sometimes I'm like, no, you don't want to be skinny fat. We don't want that.
Exactly. So I think it's kind of shifted. It definitely has shifted from skinny fat girls to like, I had some quads on me, and then the woman I crowned had strong arms and more strong is sexy, as opposed to just being like a stick.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's positive.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like now it's talked about more that skinny does not always mean healthy. And I feel like that should be like
exactly
shouted from the rooftop, because that's not necessarily the case.
100%. And the reason that we still have the swimsuit competition is, one, to portray your confidence, and two, it's all about health and wellness, right? Mm-hmm. And being fit and physically fit and healthy and all that jazz. So I think it's really important that we have shifted more to the strong side of things.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
So where was Miss Universe? Where did you compete for that?
I competed in Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh, that's amazing.
Other side of the world. And my whole family came. Connor came. That's where we got engaged.
Okay, I was just going to ask. I wanted to hear, like, when did Connor come in?
Yeah.
So Connor and I were set up by friends our senior years of college. We were long distance our entire 3.5 years of dating. Closest we ever lived to each other was 3 hours.
Oh my!
And then we were as far as, so he was in East Texas, I was in Fort Worth, and then he moved back to Dallas, and I moved to Kansas City or Oklahoma City for my clinical rotations, and then I moved back to Nebraska. So we're a 10-hour drive, 2-hour flight, and then I won Miss USA, moved to New York City. And then I was in Alaska for a summer. So we were long distance the whole time.
That's crazy.
So he was with you
3 years
through the whole journey. He was with you through the entire Miss USA journey.
You must be really good on the phone. If you know what I'm saying.
FaceTime, baby.
We definitely had to schedule like intentional time for sure. And he's just so sweet. So you can be engaged when you're competing, but you can't be married, because it's a Miss, not a Mrs. competition.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I told him, I was like, you have to wait until after Miss USA to propose. Because we had the whole plan. We're going to propose. I'm going to move down to Texas, be a child life specialist in Dallas, all these things. Well, I won Miss USA, and then sweet man already had plans with the like Omaha, Nebraska minor league baseball team. I was supposed to be throwing out the first pitch on the 4th of July. He had already coordinated to be the catcher, and we were long distance, so I never would have known. Like my bestie had a flight into Nebraska that weekend and everything, and then I won Miss USA. Totally screwed his plans. Sorry.
Wait, so they were totally banking on you not winning. Let's talk about that. Rude.
Oh no, I mean, I told him I wasn't going to win. Like, even my dad, he kept me humble, right? He's like, you have a less than 2% chance of winning, because there's 51 contestants, because it's all 50 states and DC.
Love you too. I'll call you when I'm there.
But it's true. I mean, I never in a million years thought I would have won. So yeah, he had all these plans to propose, and I screwed them up. And then after that, I said, okay, now you have to wait until after Miss Universe. So he was like, okay, do you want me to wait until after Universe, or do you want me to wait until you crown the next Miss USA? And I said, no, as long as I'm done competing, because I don't want a ring on my finger to make judges think that I'm not going to give 100% to this job. So the dude waited approximately 5 hours and proposed the same day I competed in Bangkok on a terrace with all of our friends and family that had traveled there for me to compete in Universe, but half of them were definitely there for the proposal. So
oh,
wait, that's amazing.
So cute. It was he could not wait. He couldn't wait.
100%. Yeah,
that is
super sweet. And honestly, so
sweet.
Yeah, what a man.
Getting engaged in Bangkok is probably cooler than a minor league field in Nebraska.
That's so true. Wait, that is That is so cute. And it's amazing that he has been with you and obviously supported you through all of this. And then after Miss Universe, then did you guys decide to move to the same place?
Yes. So our plan, I just fell in love with New York City. So when you win Miss USA, they up and move you to New York the next day. And I fell in love with it. And so we were going to start off our first 3 to 5 years as a married couple living in New York City. And then COVID hit and we decided to come back to Dallas sooner than planned. Our long-term plan was always Dallas for babies and stuff. It just happened sooner than later. But yeah, he's a sweetheart. And I think this goes not only for pageant people, but anybody, TikTok stars that blow up overnight. The world is crazy. And oftentimes if you're in a relationship and something drastic changes and you become in the limelight overnight, the other person struggles with that and can't necessarily handle it all the time. Most Miss USAs break up. There's only been 2 of us, I think, in the last 8 years that have made it in and out with the same person.
Yeah. That's a huge shift for somebody else. Somebody who's just now I'm just tagging along. We were equals and now I'm totally
riding your coattail.
For sure. Yeah. It was that. And it was but the difference was I was always so open and honest with him. So he's a huge Patriots fan. And one of their big stars was in my DMs. And so I came to Connor and told him that. And instead of being oh my God, how did you respond?
He's can I have tickets?
Wait, that's awesome.
He's this is the coolest thing ever.
100%.
You, babe.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Send me a screenshot. I'm going to tell all my buddies.
And then can you ask them tickets for Sunday's game? Thanks,
oh, wait, hold on. So was there a bunch of creepers in your DMs after you won Miss USA?
Not
I didn't even think of that.
Not really, but I think it's the type of content I post, right? I'm catered more to being a positive influence for young women. I'm not posting sultry bikini pics all the time, And that totally shifts who your followers are and who's hitting you up.
For sure. 100%.
For sure.
I wasn't asking for it, if you will.
I'm always creeped out when I'm you look through your following and some dude started following. You're ew, why are you here? Get out of here. You should not be here.
Or they're can you send me a picture of your feet? I'm can you go away?
Oh my gosh. You actually get asked.
Wait, Steph, didn't you have a foot fetish guy too?
Yeah, I had a foot fetish guy, and then I just had those random DMs that you open and it's a picture, and you're oh my God, I shouldn't see this.
No, you're lying.
But I did the same thing with Bailey. I was I showed him. I was it was already gone. I was I don't know what this message was. I was he goes, but I'm proud of you. He's you've made it. You just got your first dick pic, and I'm
God, I love him.
I'm famous.
And then he proceeded to tell everybody else. Yeah, all of his buddies. Yes, Stephanie just got her first dick pic. This is so cool.
Oh my God. Okay, but now going back to content your content's not asking for it either. You're
no. I'm here's some granny panties, guys, and these guys are give me more.
I'll give it to you.
I'll give it to you. Okay, so what I'm curious about, what does your life look like after the limelight? After, your Miss USA title, you give your crown to the 2019 and you've already competed in a Miss Universe. Can you stay within the system itself? Can you remove yourself? What does it look like?
Or does everybody just stop talking to you?
What did it look like for you? Yeah. Yeah. When people stop
cool, thanks for coming. Bye.
I can describe it in one line pretty well. So they say that when you win, you're brought to your new New York City apartment in a limo. And when you crown the next one, you're ordering your own Uber.
Because their whole entire focus shifts, like you said. It's you're moving the next day, they're on to the next one.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think, not to keep bringing up Trump, but that's the thing. When I was getting ready to crown the next one and packing up my apartment and all this, because it is pretty dang cool. We all live in the same place, sleep on the same bed. It's pretty awesome. I remember my first night there, I was laying awake with my eyes open, oh my gosh.
Wait, it's the same apartment? It's the same cool. Oh, that's so
that
cool.
Is cool.
The tradition behind it. That's really cool.
It's super cool. And it truly is a sisterhood. And so, sorry, I hate to do this. Connor, can you please let our dog out?
It's okay. Nikki's had her kids come in.
All the time.
Mom, I just shit my pants.
No, this is actually real life.
My bad. And she is scratching and I can't get up. Okay.
Sometimes men just don't get the hint. We're clearly you're watching me record a podcast right now. Come on.
Literally, yes. I'm nervous for the night when we have children and they're screaming in the night and Connor just, happens to not wake up.
Oh, you just don't hear
It happens all the time. And then the men go, gosh, the baby slept great last night. I'm like, did they? Because I was up 17 times.
No. Bailey never asked that. He just asked how long I was up. I was like, you didn't move. I know you heard it, but you didn't move. How long were you up? Sorry.
Oh,
sorry,
no. I'm for sure going to milk the whole, I carried and made this thing for 9 months. So you get to change all the diapers and do all the middle of the night things. Except,
do it.
I don't know, if you're breastfeeding, that's probably impossible.
There's some things that it's just impossible that you can't hand them over to. But then the morning time, that's when I hand them over. When it's like freedom. 6 a.m. and they wake up and then you can feed them. And then you're like, here you go. You're up for the day. I'm going back to sleep.
I need a nap.
Peace out, mother trucker. Yeah.
I love that plan. Okay. See, I have so much to learn from you guys. Speaking of goals. Yeah, that's what I need.
God.
I need to know how to mother.
Motherhood, our parenting are going to be goals. We basically do everything you're not supposed to do.
Whatever. You're thriving. You're doing the most.
Can you give us one of your goals, one of your 5-year goals and one of your 10-year goals? Do you share that? Okay.
Of course. Yeah. So first, I feel like my first gut is to share more the personal side, not so much the career side, if that's okay.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. So please do.
Connor and I both have a heart for biological and adoption. So hopefully within 5 years, if not 5, definitely 10, we will have a sweet little family.
Oh my gosh.
Group of kids that we call our kids that are our children that
so
you are literally are you gonna have like 12 kids? I can see you being the best mom to like literally
you're so
a basketball team.
You're so sweet. So I'm currently working on praying through like having a desire to be pregnant. We did remove the IUD. We can announce that here. So
that's exciting. That is Connor's happening. Like, this is the best time of my life.
For
We're
sure.
just doing it all the time.
Yeah. So we are.
Babe, you ready?
We're going to Italy next month, and we're calling it like our making a baby.
Yes.
So that's the goal, Lord willing. But anyway, I would.
Oh, now when you story anything on that, I would be like, they probably just had sex. They probably just had sex again. Oh, you guys eat, and then you're gonna go have sex.
Wait, okay, this is so funny. So because we're talking at like our baby making trip, and I'm supposed to be ovulating during that time, I was like, babe, so we keep saying we're gonna try, but like, how much do we want to try? Do I need to order some ovulation strips? I'm gonna pee on them, and then we're gonna do it, or do you just want to do it? And he was like, obviously the latter. Let's just do it all the time and optimize our chances. I'm like, men are crazy.
Yeah,
I'm telling you this. He says that until it's time to do it twice a day for like. You get to day 4 and he's like, I can't do it anymore. And I'm like, yeah, neither can I, but do it.
And I'm like, come on, I'm ovulating. Let's go.
It's not sexy at all after a while. It's not. It's just like, come on, hurry up before you get in the shower or after the shower. What do you prefer? I don't care. Just
in the shower. It's
in the shower.
3 pumps. Let's go. Get it done.
And they're like, it's so much pressure. The men are, I'm like, come on. I'm at my peak ovulation I have 2 minutes.
And it's so good for them. They're totally in the moment and can go really fast when we're like, come on, hurry, get over here and get this done.
Well, and
can you butter me up a little bit?
We're obviously reading about it and stuff. So he is addicted. He does the cold plunge every morning. And I'm like, babe,
we have talked about you and all of our husbands.
Wait, no, but that's not good for their little swimmers. So I was like, you can't do the cold plunge in May.
Right.
It's also not good for this. If he's trying to like immediately after the cold plunge, you'd be like, hey, let's warm up a little bit.
No, my God.
To the normal side.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, apparently dramatic hot or intense cold temperatures are not good for the sperm.
That is true.
Luckily, we're done having kids, so Bailey doesn't give a fuck what's going on with his swimmers. He's like, hot
cold
and cold.
Only.
Yeah.
So what does your life look like now?
Is this your last?
Yeah.
You're done.
I got asked again that this week or just like yesterday when we were sitting by the pool. So I was like, you're going to have more. And I was like, no, you guys, I don't care what this is. If this is a boy and I end up having 3 boys, it's it. Like, I am done.
Yeah. Weird. I've been begging. So my daughter had surgery the other week and we've hit her deductible. So I was like, if you don't schedule your vasectomy like today, I'm going to murder you. Cause it's like 7 months out now. So I'm like, you got to get it scheduled. I told him to do it March Madness. He could have just watched basketball and ice his balls the whole time. Well, he missed that opportunity. So I'm like, figure it out. But now it's golf season. So he's not going to do it until after golf season. I'm going to figure it out.
What is the recovery?
It's like
it's not that long.
days.
Not even. I watched my older brother. We were there, and he was just like on the couch, and then he kept winking at me like, "Hey, babe, can you bring me something?" And he was like, ah. I'm like, okay, well, this clearly doesn't need any recovery.
Wait, Nikki, you're too nice. The whole golf season thing. I'm like, do it now.
I'm like, just do it. Yeah. So he's going to
hilarious.
schedule it for the fall, but I'm like, hurry the F up. But then we get to watch you and your growing family while we're like raising crazies.
Yeah.
Our babies
They're
are
going to come to us. You can come back on.
Yeah. I want you to come back on. That would be so fun. So what does your life look like now? Like, what have you done maybe in the last year or two? What does your life look like after being Miss USA?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I think it's really hard once you hit such a goal that is like, honestly, a peak that you didn't even think you were going to achieve ever.
Yeah.
So to then go after that, it's like I was only 24 years old when I crowned the next Miss USA, and I had achieved this amazing feat that I never even spoke into reality prior. So it's easy to be really hard on yourself and look at all, speaking of comparison, the comparison game, looking at all the other former Miss USAs. Okay, what did they do the year prior after their year? Like whatever. So the year after, we got married. That was exciting. Did our honeymoon, all that jazz. And I was absolutely riding the wave of social media because I had grown so much during my year. I went in, y'all probably have a lot of like influencer you follow. So I went to sleep the night before Miss USA with 9,000 followers. I woke up the next day verified with 100K. And then, yeah, that
you
was all
bitch.
in
You know
one
how long
day.
it took me to get to that 10K swipe up, and you just were like, and we're verified too?
So crazy. Yeah, the next day. So then
That's
by the
so
time
cool.
I crowned Chesley, I think I was around 200 and super engaged audience because I mean, life change is huge, as you guys know. So I rode that wave, got a manager, and planned our wedding. But it's so easy to be like, wait, should I be like doing guest correspondence on E! News? Should I be doing more speaking engagements? Well, what is all of this for? Should I go back to the Children's Hospital? I kind of miss it. But then what was the point of this year? You know, you play those games forever. And, you know, I don't know that if I went and talked to Sarah Rose right after crowning Chesley, that she would be like totally proud and excited about where I am today. But I am so happy and content and grateful for the life I'm living now. I had so much of my expectations sitting and staying in New York City and meeting brands and doing speaking engagements with nonprofits and all this stuff. And you make these goals. But I think for me, the biggest transition afterwards was being okay with saying no to things and being content and grateful for what I do have.
Yeah.
Instead of seeking something bigger and better and bigger and better, because that's not always the case.
Yeah. And that's so hard, especially like you said, like this was like a dream, a goal, a huge life achievement that you're like, I don't even think this is going to happen. And then it happens and you're like, wait, now you're only 24.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're sitting there and you're like, so I have to find a new goal. Like, what do I want to be now when I grow up? Like what,
Exactly.
like what's a whole new goal in life? That's crazy.
Totally. It is crazy. And so now I'm doing full-time social media, which is so stinking fun.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoy it.
You guys have to follow her every day.
Yes.
I'm messaging her. I'm like, outfit deets.
I know.
Makeup. You're just so
thank
beautiful inside and out. It's like so
It's
fun
fun
to watch you.
And getting to share just our lives is so surreal. I know a lot of people are like, niche down. I'm like, I think I would be so bored if I just did like makeup every day.
Oh, yeah.
And people love just the tidbits of Connor, but I can't do Connor full time because he has a full-time job, you know?
Yeah.
The Connor Show.
So it's fun. We do
Show.
a lot of lifestyle stuff, which is a blast. Anything and everything. And I'm super grateful for that flexibility. And it's just so stinking fun. Getting to meet you guys. I mean, that's a blast.
It's funny you say that because Steph and I have talked a little bit about that too, with how we sometimes get in the comparison game of niching down of like, oh, well, she's growing because she's just doing fashion, or she's just
mid-size
doing
fashion
makeup.
every single day with like, here's Target, here's Walmart, here's this. And I'm like, what am I doing? I didn't even wake up until noon today. And then I was like, no.
And but like, I am not just fitness. We're not just, not just motherhood. Like, you're not just fashion. There's so many things to go with you. And I feel like it's so important to share those things, because that's how you cultivate a community. I feel like our audience really leans on us, not only as, for quote unquote advice, but also just to have that community and friendship that we're all craving. And if we're just showing, not that there's anything wrong with niching down, but I love that I can showcase who I am, the real, the raw, the messy, like Steph was saying, and be able to showcase all of it.
Exactly. Because we're humans. We're more than just, like you said, more than a crown, more than parents, more than all that jazz. And so sharing all of it is super fun. And I'm grateful that I get to do that too.
That's so exciting.
And
all right.
Hopefully next we'll share babies and house stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking,
you got some fun, big life events coming up that like make for such a fun shift in content with people following you too, like where they, because I feel like as like your followers are usually about your age too. So like when you're doing all these shifts together, people are like, oh my God, I just found out I was pregnant too.
Yes.
Like it's, people get so excited to sit there with you and connect with you on those type of levels. So it's so fun for you having these big life events. Like just getting a house, like that's a huge life event.
Oh yeah. Connor would say it was a huge expense.
But then it's like the fun things that you learn where you go onto your stories and you're like, wait, what am I supposed to do? I have to mow my yard every day? Like what? Like what's this? I have to do this. I have to, there's a whole bunch of things.
I don't know if y'all saw this when I posted. It's hilarious. We closed on a Monday, and on Wednesday we happened to be at the house, and the city of Dallas compliance people roll up with their lights on, like they're just really seeking power, and told us that if we did not fix our overgrown weeds in a week, that we would be fined. I'm like, wow, welcome to homeownership. What is life?
These are too long. Fix them. Yeah.
Hysterical. Like truly hilarious. So what did I do? We went back and did it ourselves. I went to Home Depot. And
of course you did.
What do I need to buy?
You're such a badass. I would have been like, can you handle this? Call somebody. I don't want to do
that. Then you start getting mad because you're like, we have to buy a hot water heater. Like, I don't want to, like, we have to replace it. I want to do something fun with our money this month. I don't want to replace a hot water heater.
You told me what to get for the washer dryer.
Yes. Did you get them?
Not yet. Hopefully this weekend. We do not have a washer dryer. That's the only appliance we have to buy, which is a blessing. But dang, I have to buy a washer dryer. That's way more boring than a purse.
But I'm telling you, it's not these ones are not. Like, you don't want to get the wrong one either. But
Nikki, what do you use?
Oh my God, I totally want to do laundry for a little while, and then you get over it.
What's the one that like Bluetooths? I don't know. Sony, maybe.
Bougie.
I don't know. Ty's like really into electronics, but because ours broke, and then it was like thousands of dollars. I'm like, this is stupid. Now we're gonna eat
Steph,
ramen.
what's the one you told me? Like
the
laundry
Speed Queens. Speed Queens. Because I went to my community and we were redoing our laundry room, and I was like, I hate these Samsung ones that we have. And people are like, yeah, Samsung's good to buy for like a TV, but so like certain like everybody's trying to do everything, but they're like, go, like if you're going with a Whirlpool washer and dryer, because they were originally washer and dryers. So people are like, you stick with your OGs. But then I had never heard of Speed Queens. And my aunt had just got a set too. And she was like, I fucking love them. And I was like, I don't know if I can fall in love with my washer and dryer. But then when I got them, I was like, okay, this is great. Yes. But now my poor dryer just gets fluff.
Okay. Remember when we used to do speed rounds? I want to do like a quick speed round with Sarah.
Oh,
okay. In a row, baby. Okay. So
let's get the spotlight going.
Yes. Real quick. This is just really easy speed
just
rounds.
Like answer questions. It's like
the
speed
first
questions.
Thing that comes to mind. Okay. Texting or voice memo?
Oh, texting.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you are the first one on here that has done this for me, and I'm like, oh, I hate the voice memo people.
Because if I'm somewhere and I can't listen to it, then I'm going to forget and never listen to it, and then you're going to send me another one.
Mine and Nikki's text thread is voice memo, and then I text back. And then she voice memos me, and then I text back. I'm like, if I'm on yesterday I was on a plane, I'm just like, can you just text this to me? And she's like, sorry, I can't text right now. I'm so busy.
All of my Latina friends only do voice memos, which it makes me happy to hear their voices. But it's like, just use text to speak to text so I can read it in whatever setting I'm in.
Okay. Coffee. Are you hot or iced?
Alani.
Oh, you're not a coffeeer?
Not a coffee girly, but in desperate times, I would do iced.
Steph and I are both Alani. I mean, I'm a coffee girl through and through, but yeah.
That
Alani's.
Oh, you got the kiwi flavor. I'm drinking the retro rainbow.
I like the peach.
That's good too. Peach and the blue, tried and true blue. I
Yeah.
like that sour.
That one's good. What is your current favorite lip? Lipstick, lip gloss, lip oil?
Oh my. This one's the most difficult so far.
Oh, what do you have a brand that you like?
Wait, but we can't pick just one. I mean, it's a whole lip combo, right? You need lip liner.
Okay.
You need
What's your current lip? What's your current go-to lip combo?
Okay, I'm using the NARS. I could tell you exactly what color lip liner. It's like a pink. And then I love the Tower 38 in coconut, or the Juicy Lip with Plumper from Tarte. 100%. In pretty much any color.
Yeah.
That one's
And if
good.
you use the Juicy Lip, use the Juicy Lip, you really do only need it.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
The Juicy
For
Lip.
sure.
But I always do a lip liner because I like to overline because Connor doesn't like me to get lip filler.
That's what I do. I overline and then just put a gloss or something with very minimal color on top. That's all I do too.
Yes,
I don't.
But
I'm like, give me a full syringe. Full syringe, please. I love these lip filler.
Well, your lips look great. You look great, so it's doing well for you.
Nikki's getting faker the more, like every year she just gets a little bit more fake.
Hey,
She's
I
like,
took off my lashes.
Oh, you did. That's right.
I don't have my lashes anymore.
I did tell Connor, I was like, baby, I need to get my Botox redone before you put a baby in me.
Yeah, trust me, mine's going fast because I was like
scary.
in need of like I was in need to go back right before I found out I'm pregnant, and I was like, no, I was like, wait, do I wait to announce this and then just go get it really fast and then go back? But we were gone, and then I was like, no, it'll be fine, and then now I'm like, damn it, I should have done it.
This is a horrible conversation because babies are blessings, but like, what if I get it done at the beginning of May and then we don't get pregnant until like October?
That's where I was.
Yep.
And then you have to make the decision real fast. You got to try and read your body real fast.
That's true.
Oh, dear.
Okay, what about, do you listen to music or podcasts? Like when you're just hanging out?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Both.
That's me too.
Yeah.
I like both.
It depends. If I'm in the car, I'm definitely jam seshing.
What about cooking in or eating out?
Out.
Same.
Are you a
I
cook?
hate cooking.
Are you a cooker?
I'm not a barrel good cooker. But we have a beautiful new kitchen, so I'm going to maybe figure it out.
Maybe
I'd
use
say
it
I
like
cook-
once a week.
I cook like the same 5 things. That's about it. But I'm good at the 5 things, so
Yeah.
we'll stick to that.
That's me.
Yeah.
Do you have any TV shows? Are you watching
any
anything?
doctor show. Shows are where it's at. I am addicted to shows. I've watched them all.
I think
Really?
your new
Prime,
you need to
Netflix.
do like your next project needs to be like a reality after The Crown, all about the pageant stars.
Are you making up a reality show right now for her?
Sure
You
am.
know who? So do y'all know Olivia Culpo?
Yes.
So Olivia Culpo, she's super hot. You got to look her up. She's absolutely amazing. And she's
Isn't she
super
the one
sweet.
that just got engaged to?
She did just
Kristen
get engaged to
McCaffrey?
Christian McCaffrey, and they are beautiful,
Oh my
sexy
gosh,
couple.
Stunning. Christian
It's
McCaffrey's
ridiculous.
parents live like a block. Well, not a block, but like a mile down from us in the neighborhood. So we
Oh.
see him out on occasion. I've never seen her though, but she was here in person recently, and they say that she's like the most beautiful human.
Oh, she's literally stunning. But she was a Miss USA that won Miss Universe, and so I was going to say she has a TV show now.
Really?
The Culpo sisters. I think it's on like HBO.
Dang.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That'll have to be my next binge. Okay, so you're a TV. We like TV.
Oh yeah,
You're into TV.
lots of medical shows.
Mm.
Any medical show, I've seen it.
Do you like breakfast or dinner more?
Dinner.
Mm-hmm. Same. I don't like breakfast.
I like breakfast for dinner.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
That's like a good Miss USA question where my answer is
really is.
everything all round up into one.
It's very
I like them
inclusive
both.
of you.
Yes, very
Yeah.
inclusive.
So if the judges like breakfast and if the judges like dinner, they like you.
They like me because I know what's
You're
up.
winning right now. Okay. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
I'm a salt girl.
Oh, I have such a sweet tooth. That's really my downfall.
Okay, and then your one beauty item, like skincare, one item in your skincare that you will never not have.
Ooh.
Like if I was like, sorry, you can only pick this one thing to put on tonight before you go to bed. What I know.
Oh my God. Only one? Wait, this is not.
Or is there one thing that's been in your skincare?
This does not work.
This is
not an option.
One thing, one brand, one product that's been in there forever? Because like mine rotates, but like
my husband would really love for me to just have one step. I have him on a 3-step nighttime regimen. Are you proud?
Yeah, Bailey has started dipping into my shit too, and I'm like, will you stop?
Wait, they don't use like Dove men's
But
soap
he just does it in the wrong order. He's like, well, let me put this lotion on. He's like, wait, hold on, what's that toner thing? And I'm like, you can't go back. You can't go
Steph,
back.
you got to use a Sharpie and label them on the top.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, foolproof.
Ooh, that is smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, he follows directions very well. He just needs them. Needs the directions. Okay, fine. A moisturizer. If I can only have one thing, because obviously you got to hydrate. But also, like, I'm just now getting over my late 20s acne stint that happened. Like, not cool. So maybe like a clearing serum, but you just said one. So fine. Moisturizer.
Moisturizer. Which one?
Legit.
Wow. I don't care.
Got like them all.
She's like, I don't care.
I don't have one that I'm like, oh my God.
All right.
Okay. And then last one, what's your favorite vacation or favorite travel trip that you've ever done?
Ooh, Thailand.
Bang.
We honeymooned in Bali, Indonesia, but I thought it was a little bit overhyped. So probably Thailand. We did the islands and Chiang Mai, and we bathed elephants and we ziplined, and it was like so stinking cool. But maybe if we do this again in a month, my answer will be Italy.
Ooh.
And then because I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We will see. But we're doing the Amalfi Coast, and we're doing Rome and Florence, and I'm scheduling a Vespa tour so I could feel like Lizzie McGuire.
Oh my!
That's gonna be so cool.
I'm pumped.
I hope you vlog it all. Make sure you take us along.
And like, how many bags are you gonna pack for that trip?
Oh. So we're there for 2 weeks, and people tell you to pack in a carry-on because of all the stairs in Positano, but there's literally no shot. So I think for international flights, your luggage can weigh 75 pounds. I'm pretty sure. I need to check on that. So maybe one massive bag and a carry-on and a personal item, but that's some lofty goals right there.
That for 2 weeks, that's tough.
I know, because I could probably fill one whole suitcase with just like beauty stuff.
Oh, for sure. That's where all the weight for my suitcase. I'm like, okay, I literally picked one option for everything I have to do. Now let me fill this other half with all the beauty items.
And then even just like my Amazon makeup carrier thing, you know what I'm talking about? It always ends up in my carry-on because my luggage is always overweight.
Because it's overweight, and you're like, what's the one thing that's the heaviest? You're like, makeup. Did I need to bring 4 foundations? But you never know the weather. Do I need matte? Do I need dewy?
I feel like
17 concealers.
Because my skin tone's going to change massively while I'm on this trip.
I feel like content
we're going
creators.
to the coast.
Yeah. That's true. It might. You're going to get tan. I feel like content creators need to have like a voucher of something. Like, do you understand? I need to change 3 times a day and show everybody the outfits. Like, airlines need to be giving us $100.
Let me give you a ticket.
I currently have 5 outfits already pulled out and ready, but otherwise, I'm very excited to start planning them.
That's going to be fun.
Sarah Rose Summers, we're so happy to have you. You were the best.
Thank you guys for having me. This is the best.
Yes.
I think the world of both of you. You're so fun and so encouraging.
Oh, you're the sweet. I'm just glad that I feel good in my life right now, or else this would have made me feel really if I would have been doing this podcast when I was like 18, I'd have been like, wow, I got a lot of work to do because this woman is amazing.
Okay, Steph, you're literally, you like won an award at the LTK conference, and you're a mom and you're growing another human. Do I need to keep going?
You're such a good hype friend, aren't you? I bet.
Are you kidding me right now? Thank you. I try to be quite the hype woman.
Yeah,
she's very good. She is good.
Yeah,
Nikki, we need to be in real life.
I know. Remember last time you were in Colorado? I was like, next time I'm meeting up with you because you just went to the mountains. So
yeah.
Well, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Maybe you'll be in Dallas before I'm in Colorado.
Maybe. You never know. You never know.
Come on down. We have a house now.
That's right. I'm just going to snuggle with your dog.
Bali is lovely.
Hey, where can we find you?
Pimp yourself out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Please hang out with us, our sweet growing family. On Instagram, my Instagram handle is simply my name, Sarah Rose Summers, Sarah with an H. And I try to dabble on TikTok, but I'm not a Gen Z girly, but you can check it out over there. It's a different vibe for sure.
It is.
The Wild West over on TikTok.
It really was.
I just post things and then leave because I'm like, I don't want to see the comments.
100%.
Because that's literally, they're back to the oinky faces and they're like, you're fat. And I'm like, I'm pregnant.
Oh, TikTok trolls are next level.
Y'all are going to die. I know we need to leave and this needs to wrap up, but I need to tell you, we somehow got on gay TikTok. And so if I post without Connor, all of these men are in my comments. Where's your hot husband? No, we don't want to see your makeup routine. Where's your hot husband? I'm like, oh my gosh, he has a job.
He's a star of the show now.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
And so brands
I don't care about this new makeup tutorial.
100%. Brands are like, send me your analytics. I'm like, well, I have a lot of men, but I think most of them are gay. So maybe they're
here for
buying makeup.
So maybe if you want to do, like, maybe we're getting some men brands, some like undies, some Speedos, some things we could sell. We got to use this.
That's a problem with TikTok. It's like whatever video goes viral, it's like that's the content that's going to keep going viral. So you're like,
correct.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Connor's helicopter really got him going viral. No, I don't know if that's what he did.
Hey, film him in Italy. Going viral, baby.
Oh, yeah. Trying to say things.
You guys can follow us at Sips and Gigs Podcast. You can find me at Nikki.Entenman.
And me at Better with Chardonnay.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you,
girlfriend. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank y'all for having me. Best day ever.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts so other people can find the show. Come follow Nikki and Steph at Sips and Gigs Podcast on Instagram, where they share tons of behind the scenes to keep you laughing all week long. See you next week.